If you like pina coladas, getting caught in the rain. What's up, Philly kid? How's it going, baby?
It's going good. It's going good. Just here in Oklahoma, we've got some unseasonably warm weather. It's like 80 degrees here.
You're the only person I'll ever know from Oklahoma. And that's a distinction that you'll always have in my life. The only person I'll ever know from Oklahoma.
Well,
Except I think Chief Jay Strongbow from when I was a young wrestling fan was from Oklahoma, but he could have been from New Mexico, but I'm not really sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking New Mexico because his name doesn't sound familiar in Oklahoma lore. So
you never heard of Chief Jay Strong, bro? What are you, crazy? You want to share up on the Facebook deal?
We'll do that as we speak,
and then we'll while people are loading up, we'll hit the start of the show. Philly Kid, of course. Suki was scheduled to be on with us. Some last minute changes. She had to take care of a few things that couldn't be moved.
Yeah.
So you get the hot seat today. We have a great show coming up. Kelly Conway is here. She's got an amazing new book about her dad. It's called My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad. Growing up with Tim Conway in the funniest house in America. And it's also, you were just telling me it's Tim's birthday today, Tim Conway.
Yeah.
Which is really amazing. And her book, I believe, is just coming out either today or tomorrow. I believe it's the 15th or the 16th.
Yeah.
Telling me it's Tim.
Yeah.
And so, of course, listen, we grew up. Tim Conway was a part of our lives on television. But Kelly Conway was a part of his life growing up. And she's got some amazing stories in this new book. I can't wait to read it. And then later on, Tommy Wind. He's so far the youngest magician to ever perform in Las Vegas. So,
wow,
he's been in Masters of Illusion, America's Got Talent. He's been on all the shows. He's absolutely phenomenal.
Nice
from around here in the Staten Island, New York area. So we got a great show. You ready for me to start it up? We might as well hit the open. You all shared up and ready to roll?
Light it up, Scotty.
The Suki and Scott Show.
This is one of the funnest shows I've ever done.
Lady, when you're with me, I'm smiling.
It's musical. It's magical.
Suki and Scott, that's 7 of hearts. Woo! Exactly.
This is a sexy show.
Someone's getting some action.
Now, these larger-than-life personalities are on an exciting new journey as they bring you the Suki and Scott Show.
You guys nailed it. You're great. You ask great questions. You listen.
I answered you because I have respect for you guys, and it was a question respectfully put.
The Suki and Scott Show is your one-stop destination for humor.
You like De Niro and Cape Fear. Counselor!
Entertainment.
Jesse's girl.
Wonderful!
Can you paint with all the colors of the wind?
And optimism.
You guys have such amazing energy.
Ultraviolet light, it gets in there and it just fights the kung flu. Is that right? Okay.
Let's laugh together.
I love him.
The Suki and Scott Show.
Philly Kid, what's happening, baby? It's almost the holidays. We've been doing this for 262 shows, Philly Kid, since the start of the pandemic. And we keep rolling along. Tomorrow, we have coming on tomorrow, by the way?
Who's that?
We actually have 3 guests tomorrow. Brett Cullen, you may not know the name, but you know him as an actor. He was in The Replacements. That's where I knew him from, but he's been in a ton of stuff. If you've seen The Replacements, right, with Keanu Reeves?
Oh, yeah.
He was the starting quarterback that Keanu Reeves replaced.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I know who Brett Cullen is. Yes. Big fan.
The Sharp Family Singers coming on tomorrow. Philly, 7 million followers on TikTok.
Wow.
Sharp Family Singers. They were just part of the Thanksgiving Day parade, I believe, in Philadelphia. They're coming on. And legendary rapper Master Ace popping on.
Ace.
Very eclectic show, Phil. Very eclectic show we got tomorrow.
Hey, that just goes back to, everybody's trying to be on the Suki and Scott Show because we're such a worldwide hit.
Phenomenon. It's a worldwide phenomenon. I mean, we just started on Crackle Plus last week. Our first broadcast partner, MeTV, here in the New York area, MeTV Plus on Christmas Day. The Suki and Scott Show airing Christmas morning. on MeTV. Philly, do you remember when you remember the singer Shalea was on the show? Remember Shalea?
Yes.
She was an amazing singer. She did she was involved in a David Foster show the other day. David Foster, the legendary piano player, composer.
Yeah.
She posted this on her Instagram page. Check this out. Listen to the voice on Shalea, because she hit us with some good stuff when she was on the show. But just listen. She literally blows David Foster away. Watch this. It's at the end of the song, and she's about to finish it. Watch it.
But we gotta finish this song.
I thought we were done.
No, we're not done.
Okay.
You're gonna
How good was it? See David Foster sitting there with his hands over his ears. That was Shalea. I was like, wow. I remember she was on the show a couple months ago, and she was amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. Awesome voice.
She was amazing. Philly kid Kelly Conway coming up in just a second. She's got the new book, My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad, Growing Up with Tim Conway in the Funniest House in America. Now, listen, I had a funny dad growing up, played pranks on me all the time. You ask my kids, I'm a pretty funny guy, but I can't imagine growing up with Tim Conway, who made us laugh as kids. Of course, Carol Burnett's show, McHale's Navy he was on, just so many over 100 TV shows he was in, and really just a legendary comic genius in the TV business, right?
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you how I mean, because my dad, his highlight was, "Hey, Dad, I'm hungry. Hi, hungry. I'm Dad." Those are the kind of jokes I got. But yeah, I couldn't imagine being raised with Tim Conway. That's wow.
No, it's got to be great. And Kelly's here. She's got this new fantastic book out. I can't wait to read. We're going to bring her in on the other side, but let me just give you a little remembrance of who Tim Conway is. And it's actually his birthday today too. So take a look. There she is, ladies and gentlemen, Kelly Conway. Hey, Kelly.
Hi.
How are you, young lady?
Good. Thanks for having me. I love all those pictures.
Oh my goodness, there's thousands of them online. You could make a montage with Tim, 2 hours long.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Yeah. How are you? You're in Malibu right now, right?
Good. I'm in Malibu. The power's on today, luckily. A little rain, a couple of raindrops, and the power goes out, or a little wind, and we lose power for a few days. So trying to get it together.
It's just amazing. Malibu, you could see the sun just coming in through your window. Was it 70, 80 degrees there today?
Actually, it's cold. It's about 45 today, right now.
45?
Yeah,
wow.
and
it's warmer in New York.
Raining, so I know. So that's unusual. I'm freezing. I'm dressed for snow right now. Underneath all that's my boots.
That's kind of crazy.
Snow.
Yeah, it's swapped here in Oklahoma. I mean, we're usually under snow, but now it's 80 degrees here. That's crazy. We just kind of swapped weather, I guess.
Yeah, give it back.
It's unbelievable. Well, Kelly, listen, you have this amazing new book, My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad, Growing Up with Tim Conway in the Funniest House in America. And that now, I did that come out today or it comes out tomorrow?
It comes out today, the 15th.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and it was meant to be November 1st, I think, and then it got delayed because of supply chain issues, which I didn't really believe, but I believe it now because everything's delayed. So they just threw out this random day that they wanted to release it, which was today, and then it was my dad's birthday. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That works out.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, wow, that's unreal.
Yeah.
You know that Kelly, a lot of us grew up with your dad. You know, I know, at least I know I did, in all the shows that he was in. And but you know what kind of stands out to me is the Carol Burnett show, because I remember when I was a kid and we would be getting around in the evening for whatever the next day, and it was a Carol Burnett show. We never ever missed it. And you know, it's some of the other members of the show who, you know, besides your dad, who are also the legends: Vicki Lawrence, Harvey Korman, Lyle Wagner. I mean, did those guys ever come over to the house, and did they hang out with your dad, you know, off the show as well?
All the time. We all lived together. Did you not know that?
I did not.
No, they did. They like every weekend at our house or somebody's house, one of their houses, it was all the families and kids, and we just had this big circus full of fun all the time. And you know, we grew up in the valley in outside of Los Angeles and a suburb, and in the 70s in the valley, it was like living kind of in the country. It was not the city, and there was lots of land, and you didn't know, you know, you're outside playing with sticks and sand. So we didn't realize that all these people were that famous. I mean, we probably did, but no one cared either. You know, it was just friends.
Yeah.
So,
Kel, when you grew up with 5 younger brothers. When I read the synopsis of the book, you know, a couple of different places had it where it was like the cheaper by the dozen, almost, you know, that type of deal. And now you always read about these famous comics who you know, they're not the comedian they are on set or on stage. But your dad was quite the opposite, right? He was lighting you guys up, whether he was on set or off the set, right?
He was the same, and he just made everything like a game or like a competition in a good way, or, you know, a fun. It wasn't just like, let's go out and swim in the pool. It was, you know, invite all your friends over. I have a podium for the gold medals, and we have t-shirts, and put lanes up in the pool, and we're going to have a swim meet. And it was this giant swim meet for the neighborhood. So nothing was ever small and normal. Because he's just fun, and I think, you know, he's the same as you think he would be, and he likes hanging out with his kids. Thank God. I mean, I think in writing this book, I realized that he's doing all this to keep us quiet, keep us entertained to at least the next meal.
Right.
You know, some of his characters, you know, still hilarious to this day. You know, the slowest old man, and did he ever like say, hey, let me try this out on you and do these characters for you guys before he would present them in public?
Sometimes, I mean, we'd see him doing stuff around the house and look at each other and go, what is he doing? But he'd also make stuff at home. Like if he had a special prop that he wanted to use to break somebody up, or, you know, that nobody knew about, he didn't want the carpenters and the art department to do it at CBS because he wanted to keep it a secret so it could surprise everybody. So he would make stuff at home and in the garage, and painting dolls or shoes or whatever he had. So it was a pretty fun house. It was awesome.
Yeah, no, it's great. I mean, God, you know, he's also so remembered for the ad-libbing, you know, and the laughing with Harvey Korman and those two breaking each other up on set. You know, just an amazing pair. I was watching some before, just looking through YouTube, and the stuff that they did, it holds up today, because I was chuckling from it. You know, it was Mr. Tudball was at lunch waiting for Mrs. Wiggins, and Harvey Korman was the waiter, and it's so funny. Now you're in the TV business. You're a stylist for commercials, right? And a costume designer.
Yes.
did he teach you things that really stuck with you today that are helping you, deal with some of the folks you deal with today in the TV business?
Yes, I think the best thing I have from him is the resourcefulness, like just taking a hose and making a dress out of it, or figuring out, because when we shoot, many times we're out, 2 hours outside of LA, and you try to prep it to death, and think of a backup and a backup and a backup just in case we need something else. So you arrive with this car full of second and third choices and things
Right.
like that. So, you can't get stuff in the middle of nowhere. So he taught all of us to be resourceful. And once we were in the middle of nowhere, and my director said, "Oh, wait a second, Kelly, where's that charm bracelet that we talked about?" I'm like, what charm bracelet? And he said, no, I remember. I go, no, it's not in my notes, but give me 5 minutes. And then you figure it out. You go, I'll go to my kit and make something out of something. And so it just, he solves things in a way. It wasn't just like gluing a doll head back on. It was always something tricky to figure it out. He taught us how to figure stuff out.
That's awesome, man.
He was amazing.
Yeah, I know your dad was an Army veteran, and he also, I remember the show McHale's Navy, which was was awesome, of course. Did you ever get to hang out on that set, or meet Ernest Borgnine, or did you get to visit that set at all?
I was little. I was born. Actually, I was born the week they started doing McHale's Navy. So I have pictures from being on set, but I don't remember because I was so little. But Ernest Borgnine was at our house all the time. He was so nice. I have a picture of him holding me, and I'm probably like this big. Looks like he's carrying a football around the house. But yeah, he's a good guy. He loved my dad, and my dad really loved him.
Oh my God, Ernest!
That was my dad's first job, and really, his first TV
McHale's
show.
Navy, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then he used to do the those golf videos with Dorf on his knees with the shoe. I mean, it was such funny stuff. The name of the book is "My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad: Growing Up with Tim Conway in the Funniest House in America." It's actually out and available today. And it just happens to be Tim Conway's birthday. That wasn't even planned. So it's basically just kismet. Now let's talk about, because it was a pretty public battle. So when your dad got sick and he got dementia, you had this battle over his health care with, I think it was his third wife. Second wife. Okay, sorry, second wife.
Okay.
And you guys kind of battled over how and where he should be, taken care of. And from what I've read, she won the court battle, and they kind of had you had to schedule your visits. Being so close with your dad when you were younger, and seeing him go through the stages of dementia, what was that like for you? Not only having to deal with the BS of what you were going through, but just seeing him battling what he was battling, and just watching him till he passed away in 2019.
Well, my dad and I were so close. I'm the oldest, and the only girl. So my dad and I had an exceptionally close relationship, and I talked to him every day, or if I didn't see him every day, I talked to him. And, if a day did skip in there, he'd be going, I started calling hospitals. Where are you? So he was my best pal, and it wasn't just a, shallow relationship. So I was around him a lot. And so, yeah, when he started fading, it was hard. I know that that's what happens to parents. It's not like, you can't choose what happens, obviously, but in my quest for helping him, I really, really just wanted to help him suffer less, because when you get older, people suffer their whole lives. But, can you imagine to know that you're kind of fading away a bit, and to be scared, and I just wanted him to be at home where he would have familiar things around him, and the kids could come visit these facilities that she had that his wife had him in were not good at all. They were nothing you would want to be in or around. And I still don't know the answer to this, but some reason she just flipped a switch and didn't want me around him at all. So I was really fighting to go at least just have visitation to whichever facility he was in at the time or hospital. It was bad. I got kicked out of a lot of places. I was told by the caregivers and doctors and nurses they weren't allowed to talk to me. They would just pretend like I wasn't there. And because I would go when she wasn't there. I don't know the answers to why she all of a sudden did that. It doesn't matter anymore because it's done. But if someone had the answer, I would probably take it. It was I don't know. It was awful. And it could have been a much different last lap around the track if everybody just kind of just lets everybody be happy and comfortable and love everybody. It just didn't happen that way. And the last thing I wanted to do was to hire lawyers and to make this a public event because my dad was so private and that's the very last thing I would want to do.
Yeah.
But I had to because I wanted to see him. I mean,
sure. Sure. Your dad was very, very inspirational to me when I was growing up. My family and I would sit around and those memories that your dad, that we have of watching your dad as a family, and I've ordered my book from Amazon, by the way, and I can't wait to
there you go, Philly kid.
I just got it. The other day.
Yeah, and I want to rekindle some of those feelings that I had with my family as we watched that, and we laughed and we had a good time. And I want to thank you so much for writing this book because that's going to bring back a lot of memories to people, a lot of good memories.
I hope so, and I think everybody's been kind of confused and all over the place the last couple of years, last year and a half, and I hope that people have good thoughts. And there's so many good stories that I do touch on. There's part of it. In the end with that whole battle, but I told about it because it happened and it was sad. It's sad enough to have that, to have your best pal leaving, but you layer that family drama on top of it and it's just so necessary. My dad wasn't like that. My dad was just everybody work it out. And I tried and tried and tried. And that was my last resort is to, have lawyers involved. Oh my gosh.
Sure.
Never wanted that. But
I was reading as kids, your dad was so into horse racing at the track. He took you guys to show you how to bet on the races, right?
He used to take us out of school on opening day at Santa Anita, which is our big track here. And without my mom knowing it, he'd drive to all of our various schools and pick us up and take us to the racetrack. And at the track, all the people that are, betting and they didn't win that race and, they kind of throw their tickets over their shoulders. And so there's millions of tickets on the ground all over the track. So my brothers and I used to gather all the tickets thinking that somebody somewhere threw away like $1 million or something and we're going to find it. So we get trash bags. We would borrow trash bags from the bathrooms or the janitors and stuff. So we pile it all up and take it home. And we're in checking the programs to our tickets. And my mom would walk in and she'd go, "What are you doing?" So we're checking tickets. She goes, "I can see what you're doing. Where'd you get the tickets?"
You're checking tickets.
Dad, you might want to explain. We got them at the racetrack. And oh my God, she got mad. Well, I don't blame her. I mean, he said, "What? They're learning math. They're learning word problems."
I love it.
Oh, nice.
So he did teach us a little about numbers and odds and how to swear at the horses coming around the turn.
Kelly, was there one because God, he did so many things with so many legendary show business people, like you were talking about Ernest Borgnine and of course Harvey and all the folks from Carol Burnett. Was there one growing up where you were they were so close you just called uncle? Like, your parents always have those friends where you just call them aunt and uncle. Were there some famous folks that you referred to as your aunt and uncle?
Yes. McLean Stevenson was so cool. He
Oh my
was
God.
around our
Mash.
family a lot. I think he stayed with us for a while. I think he was getting a divorce and ended up staying with us for a bit. He used to pick me up from school. If my parents couldn't pick me up, he would pick me up from school in this super cool sports car. I don't even remember what it was, but it was a convertible. And I'd be like, bye guys, see you later. And I would hop in his car and we would go get, I don't know, ice cream or burgers or something. And he was the funnest, coolest uncle to have. He was awesome.
That's and he was huge on MASH at the time, right?
Yeah, he was
Oh my
so
God.
funny. I mean, I even knew, I couldn't tell you what he said, but I just used to laugh at him and with him. He was a blast. And Mary Kay Place was around us a lot. She was really cool. I actually just talked to her the other day. She was like a cool aunt. Yeah, McLean
Nice.
Stevenson probably.
Yeah.
And Harvey. Harvey was like my second dad.
Oh, he was amazing. I love Harvey Korman. I mean, not only Carol Burnett, but he was in some of the the Mel Brooks movies.
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles. I mean, he's just my God.
He was so cool. God, I
was the
miss him
best.
so much too. He was like, if I couldn't tell my dad something, I was afraid to tell my dad, like about a boy or an injury I had. Like I broke my leg in like 20 pieces years ago, and I called him first because I'm like, okay, you gotta break this to my dad. It's not good. It's bad. So he's like, oh geez, I gotta go over. So he went to my dad's house to tell him. So he'd be sitting down. We told him I was in the hospital with a shattered leg. So it's a few things I couldn't tell my dad right away. I would tell Harvey.
Oh my goodness.
I can remember we'd be watching those shows, and my mom thought Lyle Wagner was like the best looking guy.
Good looking man, Lyle.
So handsome, right?
Yeah, he always
where's
played,
Lyle? There he is. There's
Lyle. They always played the beefcake roles in the sketches. Yeah, good looking man.
That's what he did best.
Lyle Wagner. Kelly, I was even watching. Your dad was even so funny. He won a bunch of Emmy awards, right? And even at the Emmys, when he went up and made his speeches, I mean, everybody was hysterical from the stuff he was doing. And I know this shot right here is you went with him to one of the award shows, right?
I did. My mom and dad were breaking up, and they thought it was better. He had moved out already, I think. They got divorced, and so he asked me with him. So I was all excited, but I got my hair braided like that, and
How old are you there? How old?
Probably 15.
Wow.
Whatever year the movie 10 came out with Bo Derek.
Oh, with Bo, you got the Bo do, right?
Yeah. And
yes.
so my dad picked me up in the limo, and my mom's at the door, and I come out, and my dad goes, "What is in your hair?" I go, "Dad, it's the best hairdo. I don't even have to worry about it all night. I don't even have to bring a brush, and it's like Bo Derek in the movie 10." He goes, "Get in the car, Bo Diddley." I go, "It's not Bo Diddley, it's Bo Derek." He didn't like it. And I probably should have listened to my mom. She's like, "I don't think your dad's going to like these braids," but.
Oh, that's so funny. Yeah, he got Philly kid. You go on YouTube and just watch him at those Emmys. I mean, the crowd is just
they're a good one. Yeah.
And it's
really
just
funny.
that old school humor, and everybody, it's just with the deadpan delivery he always had, and it was just great. The book is My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad. It's out today. Amazon or wherever books are sold. Kelly Conway, Growing Up with Tim Conway in the Funniest House in America. Kelly, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks for having me. You guys are awesome.
We're gonna hopefully, and this show goes to like 10 other streaming companies, so hopefully we'll sell a lot of books for you.
Sure.
And we just, I'm gonna get mine. Philly, I know, ordered his, and I can't wait to read it. And listen, continued success and what you're doing in the TV business. And thank you so much for coming on. Your dad was a legend, and
yes,
I'm so glad you spent so much time with him. Daddy's girl. It's very important.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I got lucky. Thank you so much, you guys.
And happy birthday. Happy birthday to your dad today.
Yeah, happy birthday, Dad.
Kelly, take care.
Bye.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Philly, what a nice woman.
Yeah.
What a life, huh?
Yeah, what a life. I mean, she enjoyed her dad, and and she's just a beautiful young lady, and she just
Just imagine you have like Ernest Borgnine and Harvey Korman coming to your house. I mean, my God, Ernest Borgnine. I just remember, I was always a big fan of his from a Poseidon Adventure when I was a kid. He played the cop, and he was Connie Stevens, I think, played his wife. And he was just, he was amazing in that movie. But what a did you ordered the book?
Yep.
Listen, we need everybody to go out, order this book. My Dad's Funnier Than Your Dad. And I know this audience, we're all 45 years and above. So we all know who Tim Conway is.
And a lot of us are 55 and above.
Some of you are 55 and above. Yes. I mean, some of us. But listen, we got Tommy Wynn coming up in just a second. Philly Kid, you and I, let me grab it up here. We had I'm just trying to find it real quick. You and I did a duet. It's Christmas time.
Yeah.
And you and I knocked something out the other day. Grandma got run over by a reindeer. It's now it's reached 600,000 people. It's got over 250,000 views. So before Tommy comes on, let's just give everybody just a little pure entertainment here, Philly Kid.
Yeah, let's do it.
Philip, let's do this. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe she'd been drinking too much eggnog. That's not good. And we begged her not to go. Don't go, Grandma. But she forgot her medication, and she staggered out the door into the snow. When we found her Christmas morning at the scene of the attack, she had hoof prints on her forehead and incriminating claws marks on her back. Oh no! Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Now we're all so proud of Grandpa. He's been taking this so well. See him in there watching football, drinking beer and playing cards with Cousin Mel. It's not Christmas without Grandma. All the family's dressed in black, and we just can't help but wonder, should we open up her gifts or send them back? Send them back! Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Now the goose is on the table, and the pudding made of fig, and the blue and silver candles that would have just matched the hair on Grandma's wig. I've warned all my friends and neighbors, better watch out for yourselves. They should never give a license to a man who drives a sleigh and plays with elves. Come on, everyone. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Sing it, Grandpa. Come on. Grandma got run over by a reindeer walking home from our house Christmas Eve. You can say there's no such thing as Santa, but as for me and Grandpa, we believe. Merry Christmas, everyone. Yeah. Merry Christmas, everybody. Yep. I said that already, Phil. I got it.
Philly Kid, it's a classic. It's an instant classic.
Yeah, and after that showing, it's probably going to shoot up to a couple of million views.
I mean, that could be, Grammy category Christmas songs for next year. Anyway, listen, you ready to rock and roll, my friend?
Yeah, let's do it.
You want to? Tommy Wind is coming on, magician extraordinaire. He hails from Staten Island, New York, right where Suki grew up, New Dorp High School, Philly kid.
Nice.
Of course, Suki not with us today. She'll be back tomorrow. Phil, Tommy Wind, youngest magician ever to perform in Las Vegas. Hopefully that distinction still stands. Here he is a little bit. We'll bring him in on the other side. Check him out. Right.
Next performer is a favorite on the Vegas Strip.
There he is, Tommy Wind in the house.
Thanks for having me on the show, guys.
Tommy, listen, man, if you want to keep that sizzle reel, I only charge you $100 per minute with the music. How you doing, my man? Good to see you.
Pretty good. Good to see you too. How are you? Thanks for having me on the show.
Oh, I'm good. Now, are you in Vegas now or Staten Island? Where are you?
So I live in Vegas now.
Okay.
I've been living here for about 11 years now.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's great here. It's beautiful. It's the weather's great. I was actually just in Los Angeles. We were filming, and now I'm back in Vegas, and then we resumed the show on the weekend. So it's a lot of fun.
Oh, that's odd. Listen, so I was just telling Phil, you had the distinction, youngest magician to ever perform in Vegas. How old were you when you did it?
So when I first had my show, so it was when I had my first appearance here, I was around 17 years old. I was in a show. Wow. But when I had my first own headlining show, I believe I had just turned 21. So it was I think the youngest magician before that was about 27 to have their own headline show.
Your own headline show. Oh my God. And you're still you're still headlining now?
Yep, still doing it. I bounced around from a few. I started out at the Debbie Reynolds Casino. It used to be Debbie Reynolds Casino. It was then it turned to the Greek Isles, and then the Clarion bought it. I was performing there, and then I had moved to Boulevard Theater. Boulevard Theater ran out their lease, and then the owners of the theater gave me the theater under my title, the Tommy Wind Theater, for 5 years. Wow. And then after that, I went to Bally's with Masters of Illusion. We did a year there, and then we went on a nationwide tour. And then when I got back, I opened over at Oyo Casino before the pandemic happened. But then after the pandemic, I just resumed over at the Alexis Park Hotel.
Wow, that's amazing, man.
That's cool. Hey, I got to ask you, Tommy. When I was a kid, of course, I'm a lot older than you, but when I was a kid, I wanted to be a magician. I remember in the back of this comic book that I was reading, they had X-ray glasses, and in my 8-year-old mind, I thought, if I get those X-ray glasses, I can come up with this act, and I'll see what's in people's pockets and tell them what's in their pockets, and I would really, freak them out. Well, ran this across my mom and dad, and they're like, my dad is like, "Yeah, you're crazy. Those don't work. Get out."
He locked you in the closet.
Yeah. So, how did you get started in magic?
I got started in magic, so I was around 7 years old. My grandfather showed me the vanishing handkerchief trick. So took a handkerchief, put it in his hand, made it disappear. And
nice.
Now, I didn't know how it worked. And then what had happened was one day he said, "I'm going to teach you how it works." And my grandfather he spoke very broken English. He came over from Italy in 1947 and moved to Brooklyn. And so I remember to this day, he goes, "If you eat all your pasta, I'm going to show you how the trick will work." So he showed me how the trick worked, and ever since then, I fell in love with magic. And then we took a vacation to Las Vegas when I was around 10 years old, and I was practicing as an amateur magician from 7 to 10, just doing little tricks. Then when I got here, I saw David Copperfield, and I was like, wow, so I think I could make a career out of this thing, because I didn't know who David Copperfield was at that age. And then I started looking him up and other magicians, and like, it was, wow, I could actually make a career out of this thing. So
nice.
All right,
nice.
Tommy, you got some stuff with you? You want to do a little action?
Yeah, I have something with me that I'm going to show you. That what's really fun about it is I'm going to actually teach you how to do this one. So I'm going to show it to you first.
Okay.
And I'll show it to you as a trick. And then after I show it to you as the trick, I'm going to teach you exactly how to do it. So your viewers walk away with something that they could show their friends and family.
All right, beautiful.
Yeah, for me, I love performing magic, but anytime I could show someone how magic is done, then that person could perform it, and it might inspire another young magician or something.
Right.
Basically, all you need for this is some matches. I have these matches here, just regular matches that you get at the store.
Okay.
I'm gonna set this up right here so we could see this. You see, I have a match right here. Can you see it in the camera?
Here. You know what? I'll put you up. Let me put you up full screen. There you go.
Okay, cool. All right, there we go. So we have a match right here, right? And then what happens is all you do, you hold any match, doesn't matter. And as soon as you have the match, all you do is wave in front of it, and it disappears just like that.
Wow.
So I'm going to show you how that's done. It's a very simple, easy trick to do. It's something, all you need is matches and some tape. That's it. So what you do is you have this setup, because then if I want to, even though the match is gone, I could bring it back like that. And all it is some tape on the match, on the bottom of the match. And you stick it to your thumb. Right there. I don't know if you can see that.
Yeah.
You stick it to your thumb. So I'm revealing the magic. And then what you do is you cover this finger over that.
Oh, like
and then you're ready to go. And at that point, what you could do is you could say, hey, I have this match here.
Yeah.
You can set this, make like you're pulling it out of the box, and then just snap and wave, and then it looks like it vanishes, and it's just behind your thumb the whole time.
Wow.
So I figured that was a fun
cool.
thing. If I just show you a card trick that everybody goes, wow, that's really cool. That's great. But now at least you guys could, I
got to try that on my kid. I got to do that to my kid.
Oh, it's great. And then you could do it on both fingers, and then you could have it teleport from finger to finger. It's great.
And all it is a piece of tape. I love that. So
that's it. It's the
what's funny? Tommy, we've had some amazing magicians on, right? Like yourself. And they always tell us, they always act like they're showing us how they do a trick, but then there's always that second level where they blow us away, where it's like, oh man, we thought, you think they're showing you how to do it, but then there's always that second part of it where you're blown away.
Yeah, I'm different. So for me, it's crazy. Like I do those tricks. They're called magician in trouble tricks, and I do them on stage all the time. It's my favorite genre of magic, where the audience thinks magician's in trouble. He either got the trick wrong, he's showing us how it's done, and then the next thing you know, then something amazing happens. And I do that nightly in the show. But one thing that I've always been about in magic is if somebody asks me how something's done, if it's something that I've created, I'm more than happy to, if the person's interested in learning it, to actually learn it and do it, more than happy to teach how something's done, because without it, then magic dies with the people who know how it's done.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. So you do I know you do a lot of card stuff. You have a little deck with you?
I actually don't have a deck of cards with me. I took all my cards to California. But I don't have. It's crazy. A magician without a deck of cards on me right now. So.
Listen, even I'm not a magician. I got a deck sitting right here, dude.
So it's so crazy. Fun. I go through about 15 decks of cards a week in the show, and that's just from messing them up on stage, throwing them on the floor, making cards appear and disappear, and it's crazy because. As I go through the show, I realize I have to start buying these things in bulk. So now I go to Costco, and I'm pretty sure that the Costco in Las Vegas just stocks their cards just for me. So
a lot of magicians in Vegas.
There are a lot of magicians, which is actually crazy. Vegas is one of those towns where it goes through waves. And the shows. When's the last time you guys been to Vegas?
It's been a couple years for me, definitely. Been a few
same.
years.
It's so Vegas is it's crazy. We opened the show, the new show in December, and from December to July, it was incredible. We could not have an empty seat in the house. And then what happened was 100 shows opened in Vegas, and the tourism stayed the same. And we're still doing decently. Everything's still going fine, but it's amazing to see the genre of shows that open and close in Vegas throughout the years. We see 25 shows open and close every year here.
It's wild.
Unlike any market in the world. It's pretty
Unreal.
crazy.
Is there anything else we could do? You could do with us on this screen that you got?
Yeah, sure.
What do you got?
So basically, I'll do something for you right now. This is something really quickly off the cuff. So, matter of fact, the tape. This is a pretty fun one. So this tape, right, is just a regular piece of tape, and you could do this with anything. And if you'd like, I could show the audience how this one's done too at the end as well. But this piece of tape. So basically, these are different sleight of hand moves that are easy to do at home. Now, there's a few different versions of this. You could take a piece of tape, right, and for example, you could make it look like, for the most part, you're pulling it off your hand, but then it jumps back up. And what I'm doing there is I'm taking the hand. This sort of goes in the genre of what you were talking about before. I'm taking it there and I'm transferring fingers to make it look like the tape's jumping to my hand. But if I just take the tape, right, if I'm going to just go ahead and I'm going to move this down so I can see it a little bit better. But if I'm going to take the tape, it's hard to do this on the camera, and grab it from the hand like this. I'm sorry, I was going out of camera for a second. And it seems to look like it vanishes.
Wow.
You see that? So from when you're here, right? When you're here and you're grabbing the tape, right? So what you're doing is, this is actually called, you could do this with coins. It's really hard to do this on this camera on here, but
you can back up if you want to.
Okay,
give you more room. There you go.
I got this. I just got the new iPhone 13, and it's I don't know what's been going on with this thing, but if you take the tape, what you're doing is, and you could do this with a tape, coin, anything you want, right? So when you go to grab the tape from the hand, and it looks like it vanishes, what you're doing is that's called it's called a French drop. And what you're doing is you're actually dropping the object, whatever it is, into your hand, and it looks like you're taking it. And it's a very simple sleight of hand move.
Wow.
That we do in magic. You know, it's something, but it goes along with the other thing I was saying. If I take a piece of tape and put it around my finger like this is a pretty fun one. So if I take the piece of tape and I put it around my finger, right? So we're going to see that piece of tape that's on my hand right there, right? Now, here's the thing. It's like I was showing you before, and it's almost an optical illusion where if you take that piece of tape, right, and you almost pull it off, you could make it jump back on.
Wow.
So if you take the piece of tape, you pull it off the finger, and then it jumps back on when you throw it back.
I think I know how you did that.
You see it? So I'm going to show you. So what you're doing is you're taking the finger, right, and when you grab, you're transferring behind this finger to this finger.
That yeah.
And when you reposition, you're pulling it off of here, but at the right angle. See, on camera it's hard because you see this finger right here, right?
Yeah.
But in fast motion, if you're here, you're not going to see it, and then you throw, and then you just do a quick move like that. You could do that with rings, with any. This is some fun sleight of hand stuff that your viewers could try at home. That I've always loved to do. Some of my most specialties is like the big, large, grand stage illusions, which of course I didn't bring any with me today.
No helicopter? You don't have the helicopter with you?
Yeah, no, that's sitting in a storage unit somewhere. I wish I could fly it though.
That's great. I love seeing behind. Remember, what'd you think of when they used to do? It was CW or UPN. They had that magician with the mask on.
Yeah, masked magician Val Valentino.
It was greatest tricks, secrets revealed, right?
Yeah.
So they would always show you. And now were magicians like pissed off about that?
Oh,
or
they were livid about it. I thought it was great. So magicians are really okay. So this is a good friend of mine always tells me, anybody could buy a magic trick, and the art is only as fragile or as strong as someone who's not a magician saying, hey, I could buy this trick and I'm going to reveal how it's done. Now, yes, there's showmanship and practicing and learning that takes place in learning how to do the magic. But really what it's about, it's the showmanship. It's what you're providing to the audience and how they're enjoying with the comedy, the jokes. I mean, there's so many other elements. So if a trick is just as strong as what it does, then anybody could really reveal magic at any time because anyone's allowed to buy this stuff or learn how to do it.
Yeah.
So when the masked magician, his name's Val Valentino, by the way. A lot of people didn't know who he was, but
no, you never knew who he was.
Yeah, I know Val. Val's actually a really great guy, and he made a lot of money from that show, from what I understand. But when he did that, magicians upped their game. They're like, they thought that the entire world knew how magic was done, and what magicians don't understand is people don't, like, as magicians, we live our days around magic. So we're thinking about how to come up with new tricks, how to book more gigs, how to do more shows, and our lives are enthralled with magic. But the people that are watching these shows on television, they're not magicians. The average person sees maybe 1 or 2 magic shows in their lifetime. So in the magician's mind, they are in this one-dimensional mindset where they think the people watching the TV show are so enthralled with how this is done that they're going to now take that memory of this TV show throughout their life. When really, everybody's got their own job. They're accountants, they're doctors, they're lawyers, they're construction workers. They're worried about paying their bills. They just sat down for an evening of entertainment and they couldn't care less. But magicians, they're like, oh, our art is ruined now. And it's like,
we don't remember. We don't remember what we saw.
Yeah, so it's actually better for the art of magic, I think, when magic's revealed. A good friend of mine just did some viral videos revealing magic, and I actually sold him the tricks that he revealed, and I knew what he was going to do with them, and I was fine with it because they were old tricks, and I think magicians up their game from it.
Yeah. Oh, that's so funny. I used to watch all those shows. I don't remember what he said about any of the tricks that and Penn and Teller used to do that all the time, right? Those guys, Penn and Teller, were also another pairing that they would give you that. They'd show you behind the scenes, but then they would take the trick a step further and blow you away.
Yeah.
And not let you know what they did to get to that point.
Exactly. They would do that. They would do that all the time. They would take a trick, and there's many tricks that they revealed how they were done that actually at the end of the day, they didn't show anything else. And magicians were cool with it because Penn and Teller went the traditional route of starting a show in Vegas, and they're very talented at what they do, but doing the show in Vegas, doing the gigs. But if Val didn't do that, Val had a couple of touring shows, but then got this great gig. The magic community is very cutthroat. The magicians are not happy for another magician when, like, they call it the Brotherhood of Magic, and
everybody's jealous of everyone's success.
Everybody's jealous of everybody's success. Everyone is. I've been at casinos where friends of mine have gone and handed in their resume knowing that I had a job there performing, and was like, I'll do it for cheaper than him. It's a very they call it the Brotherhood of Magic, and magicians are all for each other. That's not the case whatsoever. Magic is an art, but it's an entertainment art. And I think magicians, they take the club a little bit too seriously. It's, and I always look at it as a business. I look at it as a way to make money for my family and entertain people. And at the end of the day, it's like, I don't get all jumbled up of, well, I use a blue silk in my act and he's now using a blue silk in his. It's crazy. I'm sorry. I'm getting deep into the magic world here. So.
I think the mafia calls themselves a brotherhood too, if I'm not mistaken.
And you're right, because a lot of people, I just want to be entertained, because I remember watching a special with Chris Angel, and he's in a park and he takes a lady, he lays her down on a bench and he cuts her in half, pulls her in half. Well, her top half of her body runs away on her hands.
Yep.
I don't care how you do that trick. That was awesome.
It's entertaining. And Chris is actually a really nice guy. So I know Chris.
Yeah, you've been on, right? You were on Mind Freak once or twice, right?
I was on one of the episodes. I think it was season 3 or 4. But yeah, I've known Chris for a number of years now. So most of the TV show I've been on is Masters of Illusion. I've done 62 episodes of Masters of Illusion at this point. Wow. So that's on CW Network, which is great. I've done the world tour with them and everything. So and then Wizard Wars was a great show that I was on. So that was actually more people. I've been on 62 episodes of Masters of Illusion and 1 episode of Wizard Wars, and more people recognize. They go, "We saw you on that Wizard Wars show." I'm like, "Have you seen me on Masters of Illusion?" And I think because I'm Masters of Illusion, I'm one of 40 magicians.
Yeah.
But in time slots. So we go, this guy performs, then this guy performs. It's like a variety, but it's a great show. It's on CW Network.
Listen, man, if you can get paid doing it, you take what you can, right?
Yep.
Is there one more thing you could do with us before we leave?
Yeah, let me see. I want to do something that's pretty good. Let's see what we could do here.
Do you have your blonde assistant with you by any chance?
Oh, my wife.
Oh, that's your wife, the woman in the video?
Yeah, with the kids.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we have 2 little ones.
That's so funny. So she is there. She's just not in the room.
So I'm going to do something with you real quick here. This should be fun.
Go ahead. I'll put it up there.
Let's see here. Okay. So let's try to do this here. All right. Let's see if you could see this. I'm going to just go ahead. I'm going to tear a little bit of this right here.
Oh,
you see the 100?
Yeah.
Okay. We're going to tear this right here as well too. You know what I'm going to do? Instead of just tearing this, I'm just going to, hold on. You see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So I've bitten out the 100. Can you see it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wow, it's right back in there.
Yeah, it's. I can show you how that one's done too if you want.
Yeah,
man. You
want to know? Okay.
Yeah,
So
if
this
you
is great. Get a fake 100. This is a fake. This is a TV 100. Because you don't want to use a real 100. 100. The stakes are higher with a $100 bill.
It says play money on it. Yeah, I see
it
that.
says it right up in the corner. So yeah, that's the Instagram stacks of money. Money. So anyway, so it says it right there. But if you look at it real quick, it looks like a real 100. Now you could do this with a dollar bill, so there's less risk. But do you see? I don't know if you still see the rips that are in there. You see those rips? What you're going to do is you're going to fold it over, and you're going to tear a little bit on this side, right there. You're going to tear a little bit on this side, and then you're going to use your mouth to push down against it. So you're just pushing. You're pushing that down. And you're putting it out over it, and then when you pull it out, it looks like you took a bite out of the 100. Right. And at this point, all you do is just literally just
boom,
open it up.
Yeah, you could see, right? You could see the outline.
You see, if I hold it there long enough, you can see it. But you want to do this with a crisp bill or something like that. I'm sorry, I came on the show and just revealed magic today. I'm like the magic magician.
Yeah, really.
It's like this guy, everybody was probably like, oh, we're going to see some cool magic, and he's going to teach us how to do everything. The wonder is gone.
You are the masked man.
Yeah, I was going to say, I want to know how to do that trick, but does it work with a $1 bill? Because
it does, yeah. You can,
okay, all right.
Yeah, you can do it with a $1 bill. You want to make sure it's crisp. As you can see, this is a little crumpled. But you can still do it with a crumple. On the first time I did it, it's so hard for me to see on the camera here, but the first time I did it, did you see the rip in there?
Yes.
No. Oh, you saw the rip?
The rip, the very first time.
I thought you meant afterwards.
No, because you're not really looking.
You're not really looking. You just go, and then it's there, and then you just fold it back up, and you put it in your pocket, and then you're good to go. But you could probably have a $1 bill that isn't damaged, and then you could put it in your pocket, and somebody will say, "Hey, can I check that out?" And you just switch it out for the other bill. Sneaky.
Well, I'm just saying that because my access to $100 bills is very limited. So I would do it with one.
Yeah, do it with a one, or get the fake play hundreds off of Amazon.
Right. Okay.
Phil gets his 100 in stacks wrapped up in rubber bands. So Tommy, where could people, before you go, where could people see you now when they come to Vegas?
They can see me at the Alexis Park Hotel. It's the Alexis Park Resort. It's actually right across the street from the Virgin Hotel. It's a beautiful boutique hotel, and we got a great boutique theater in there. It's about 200 seats, and it's a great little spot. It's ran by a company called Admit VIP, and also it looks like I'm gonna be at Uncle Vinny's Comedy Club in Point Pleasant come March 16th to the 18th.
What, in New Jersey?
In New Jersey. Yeah.
Wow, look at you. All right.
Yeah, so I'm
That's
going to fly
beautiful.
back, and people could check me out on my Facebook page, which is Tommy Wind, and it says Rick Lax Productions on it. And I've reached over about 400 million people on there, so it's been pretty cool.
And all the other socials is Tommy Wind Magic, right?
Yep, just Tommy Wind or Tommy Wind Magic, Tommy Wind Amazing Magic. I'm all of them. So, but it's the ones that have the bigger followers on them as well.
Beautiful. Tommy, thank you so much, man. Listen, keep doing what you're doing, and hopefully we get to Vegas one of these days. I'd love to come see you.
Please do. Thanks for having me on the show. I'm sorry it turned into just revealing magic. It turned into the Masked Magician show.
It's fine, bro. It's fine.
It was awesome.
We loved it. Up close and personal.
Great. Thank you so much for having me on the show. It was my pleasure.
Thank you, Tommy. Thanks, buddy. Have a good holiday.
You too. Happy
Bye-bye.
holidays.
Philly, that was pretty cool, huh?
Yeah. But just those 3 tricks that he revealed. I mean, that's just probably like a drop in the bucket of tricks that he does know.
Oh,
So,
forget
I
it.
mean,
You saw that
yeah.
intro. I mean, the stage
Yeah.
show is phenomenal, but you have to be, just a sleight of hand with everything. I was trying to change my fingers the way he was. I couldn't even do it. I would never get the tape thing down to the back.
Yeah, I know. I might be able to do the match thing.
I got to try that with my kid. Oh, man. Good show today, huh? Kelly Conway
Great
was
show.
great. Tommy
Great show.
Wind. Tomorrow we have, like I said, we have the Sharp Family Singers. They're coming on. I got all kinds of Christmas stuff. Brett Cullen, big movie star. Brett Cullen's coming on. Master Ace, legendary rapper. So another good show tomorrow. And we got a couple minutes, man. You want to sing a little? You want to tell some jokes? What would you like to do?
let me finish up with the little Christmas song, and then both my boys are here from California.
Oh, okay.
My daughter and grandkids, and everybody's in the house waiting on me to come in. And
nice. Well, you know what I'll do? You do one, and then I'll get us off the air with our other Christmas tune we did. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Okay. And one of my old favorites is, I'll have a blue Christmas without you. I'll be so blue just thinking about you. Decorations of red on a green Christmas tree. Oh, it won't be the same, dear, if you're not here with me. And when those blue snowflakes start falling, that's when those blue memories start calling. You'll be doing all right with your Christmas of white, but I'll have a blue Christmas. Thank you, everybody. Merry Christmas.
Phil, before I put on our thing, did you start watching Yellowstone yet?
Not yet, but I'm going to.
Dude, you're gonna love it. Love. I never steer you wrong.
No, well, I love everybody in it. I mean, Kevin Costner, Tim McGraw. Yeah,
you're gonna love it. Well, Tim's in the other one. Tim's in
that's right.
He's in the prequel.
Yeah.
All right. So what do we do? Santa Claus is coming to town. Philly Kid, we will see you tomorrow. We'll be back tomorrow, 1:00. This show will play again at 7:30. Everybody, hit that share button. Hit the share button on your thingy. Philly Kid, enjoy the family. Here is another soon-to-be award-winning duet by us.
All right, see you tomorrow.
Oh, Philly, me boys, somebody's on his way to your neighborhood. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. You better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh, yeah. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list. He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, you better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town, oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Oh, Philly, me boy, he's making a list. He's checking it twice. He knows if you're naughty or nice.
Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Come on now.
Little tin horns and little toy drums, Rudy Toot Toot and Rumpa Tum Tums, curly haired dolls that tooty and coo, elephants, boats, and kitty cars too. Oh! Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. One more time now. Santa Claus is coming to town. Oh yeah, Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
You better watch out. Don't